Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another match reaction. Barcelona 4, Girona 1. Absolutely dominant victory from Barcelona. Absolutely loving these last couple of weeks in La Liga, guys, because Barcelona, they're just winning and they're convinced and they're winning in a convincing fashion. Because as I said in my watch along, apologies that I wasn't able to have a watch along for the entirety of the match. I was having some trouble accessing the ESPN stream on my account. I was able to log in, but I wasn't able to actually like get into the stream to watch the game, and it took me, after a couple tries, restarting my PC, restarting my Wi-Fi, restarting the browser, logging in and logging out of my ESPN account to finally be able to watch it. But guys, talking about Barcelona's match tonight against Girona, it was a very good performance from us. It was a very good performance for us overall. I can't really speak much on the first half as I didn't watch it, but Hansi Flick, he fielded a very rotated lineup. Let me share my screen right here so you guys can see. But he did make some substitutions. As Barcelona, we are going to be playing a lot of games in these next upcoming weeks. You saw Szczęsny start in goal. You had Gerard Martin replace Alejandro Balde, give Balde some rest. Inigo Martinez partnering Ron Araujo, and just Koundé in that back line. Good to see both Araujo back in the lineup and Balde rested. In the midfield, you had Pedri and Eric Garcia start. And up top, you had Gavi, Fermín Lopez, Lamine Yamal, and Lewandowski. And in the first half, Barcelona, they do get the goal through what is basically an own goal, a cross from Lamine Yamal, own goal from Krejčí. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. From Czech Republic. I don't want to butcher his name. But Barcelona, they get the lead. Second half starts. We start off a little bit slowly, and Girona, they do tie the scoreline with a great Danjuma goal. Great finisher from him. This is where Ron Araujo, I would say his comfortability with that high line is brought into question. Takes time for him to adapt and everything, but then from then on, Barcelona make the substitutions, bring on Frankie de Jong, bring on Ferran Torres, and from there on, Barcelona, they just blitz Girona, and it's smooth sailing from there. But NJ, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you again. How are you, man? How are you? How did you enjoy the game?
So far I'm good, yeah. How are you? Um, First, I would say overall, the game was very, very solid. Like
Okay.
yeah, like they just did their job properly. Like there was like really no mistake. Well, I don't know if you count mistakes, like, oh yeah, you just kick the ball because of the substitution, but overall, no, there's like really no mistake at their game today.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that one goal conceded, but yeah, that was basically it. But the rest, they were just on point at their job.
Uh-huh. No, obviously, that goal, I think it was very, it was out of nowhere because Girona, they weren't threatening Barcelona. I thought Barcelona, they were in control of the match
Yeah.
in large portions of it. I was looking at the highlights and basically the second half, and Girona, I wonder how many shots on target did they have? I'm pretty sure it wasn't too many. It was four. It was four shots on
Yeah.
target. No, it was four shots, only two on target. One of them being a goal, but
Hmm.
that just shows how good Barcelona they were defensively. Unfortunately, we weren't able to keep the clean sheet because that
Yeah.
is something that we want to do. But overall, we limited Girona to limited chances, and we got the 3 points. Absolutely key. Wood subscript, welcome, Forza Barça. Christopher, he said, since you watched the second half of the game, what flaws, improvements do you think Barca will need to work on? Also, I think Madrid match will be a must game. Absolutely agree. And in regards to those flaws, I do think our biggest weakness is our concentration at times.
Special awareness.
Yeah, it's the awareness. I think it's the lapse of concentration, the lack of focus in certain periods of the match. Because
Yeah.
in the goal that Barcelona they concede, that is just simply, hey, Ron Rajo, if you're aware that Danjuma is next to you, you don't are so
R-
lackadaisical in
Yeah.
coming
Raise your
back.
hand. Like extend
Ex-
your hand.
Exactly. You extend that hand as well. I think right there that was a mistake, and obviously it's an individual mistake, but these are the type of mistakes that can lose you games.
Yeah.
Script says Araujo should have stepped off to get the Girona player offside. That's precisely the mistake, and
Eh,
I think that's where Barcelona they do
yeah.
need to have some improvement. I would just say our general
Special
play.
awareness, basically.
Exactly.
And also that the one run where like Arau was so off that the air Grace had to like run like even though he's not that fast.
Yeah.
That also they need to like adjust like their concentration, their awareness basically. But overall, they got it anyways.
Precisely, precisely. And with these games being coming so fast and so quickly, because it was literally just Thursday that we played a match against Osasuna, and now we're playing against Girona in the weekend, and we're going to be having to play in midweek against Atletico Madrid. These games are going to be coming super super fast, and Hansi Flick, he made the right decision to rotate certain players, and I think he hit the nail right on the head.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
in the second half, he did identify some areas of weakness. He brought on Ferran, who I thought had a great impact, and as well as Frankie, who also had a great impact. Frankie got the assist for the third goal, I believe, and Ferran, he scored the fourth. So his substitutions being very impactful. Van Lee, he says, Ferran's profile is so valuable with the volume of games in the modern game. Player with immense quality, completely happy with the bench role. 100% agree. Fitzroy, he says, hey, great win by Barca. I'm still not convinced by Gerard Martin. I think he's still not ready for first team football. He makes too many mistakes for my liking. Interesting, interesting.
He was decent. He was decent in defense, to be honest. Like obviously, come on, but not everybody's a world class. Because you need this kind of players where they're below average, but they can at least contribute at some point.
Okay,
Kind of
okay.
players.
My opinion on Gerard Martin's performance, I would say it was decent enough. I think
Yeah,
Gerard Martin, he suits that role in which his job is not to be, competing with Alejandro Balde to be the
yeah,
starter, but be good enough in these type of games
yeah,
where when
exactly.
he
Yeah,
is starting to be having an impact, because for Barcelona's second, he was the player who gave the pass to Gavi, who gave the cross to
yeah,
Fermín, and who then gave a great cross, a header to Lewandowski. Who props to Lewandowski. That was a great goal by him. Able
yeah.
to nutmeg the
Mm.
Girona keeper. Lovely, lovely goal
Oh yeah,
from
and also
Lewandowski.
based on what he said, like you don't have to be fancy to play for Barca as long as you can contribute at some point.
No,
Come on, like we know that Martin's not really technically gifted, but if you can at least defend a little bit, clear the ball, or at least give us at least one or two passes that can actually help us go, then sure, we're not. Props to
no.
you as a bench player,
Yeah. As a defender, I think the most important thing is simply saying,
defending.
"Hey, defending and do not make any mistakes."
Yeah,
That's like the basic requirement. If anything, if you have positive offensive contributions, that's welcome, of course. But as the first thing we want to make sure is that we don't concede, because then our forwards,
yeah,
they can be going up there
exactly.
and getting the goals. Script says Gerard Martin was good enough. He's not great, but at least he didn't make any huge mistakes that led to us conceding.
That's
100%.
fine, and that's fine as long as he does his job decently, we're good.
John, he says, Gerard Martin will develop with time. He just broke into the first team from Barca Athletic. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
And he is going to be, I would say, here for a couple more seasons, I would say.
yeah.
Maybe two or
A-
three.
As long as Flick the coach, yeah, he will stay for sure.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay. And moving on to the third goal, I thought Frankie de Jong was brilliant in the way that he was able to carry the ball. Hansi Flick, he brought him off. He brought Fermín off to
Yeah,
bring on Frankie de Jong, and in that goal, you saw him driving into space. And
yeah,
at first, I thought he was going to give the pass to Ferran because I thought he was in the better position, but
yeah.
instead he went for Lewandowski. And props to Lewandowski,
I,
fantastic finish from Lewandowski.
I can't lie though. When Dion passed it to Lewandowski, I thought Lewandowski was gonna overthink and pass it back to Frankie.
You
In
think
that
so?
moment. Yeah, at that moment, I thought he was gonna pass it back to Frankie. I'm like, yo, don't pass it, just shoot it. And now he
Okay.
scored. Fair enough.
Okay. And with the goals from Lewandowski tonight, that means he has a brace, and that brace leads him to have 25 goals so far in the season. And NJ, we were talking about this,
Yeah.
in the watch long, but looking how there are 9 games left in the La Liga season, and he has a 25 goals right now. What do you think is going to be his goal tally at the end of those 9 games? I say 30. I say
Yeah,
30.
it makes it. But I said 32 max.
32
If he
max.
if he scored well a break, two breaks. I mean not two. I mean 2 3 braces in the next 5 games, then 1 hat trick, then just keep scoring 1 goal. Then
Okay.
he could make it.
Okay,
To be
I
honest.
want to see Barcelona's fixture list because I know we have two tough games at the very end of the season. I think that's going to be against Villarreal and Athletic Club. Yeah, right here. I have it right here.
Yeah.
So these are going to be basically the last couple of games that we do have in the month of May. So the game against Villarreal, the games against Athletic Club, and the game against Real Madrid. I think those are going to be tough games.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we have a very I would say,
Favorable.
yeah,
Favorable.
favorable. It's not
But
easy,
it won't be
but
obviously it won't be
favorable.
easy. But
Mm-hmm.
but you have high chance of winning it.
Precisely.
But again, it depends on us. It depends on the players if they want to win it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But do you think like Lewandowski is gonna be rested because obviously we would want to win the La Liga trophy first, but
Yeah.
let's just have fun and talk about the Pichichi race because Mbappe is with his brace yesterday. He's right on Lewandowski's tail.
I mean, fair enough though, because again, if, fair enough of Mbappe, he's been like, grinding and trying to save Madrid, but
Yeah.
for Lewandowski, for his age, it's brilliant to have that kind of scoring, especially for a league that is very technical and very
Mm-hmm.
competitive. Then yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I props to Lewandowski, even though there were moments where like he pissed us off so much.
Okay. Okay. Precisely. But welcome. Niquinho, is that your name?
Well, it's the original Christopher, but Nikino was the last.
Christopher. Yeah. No, it's because so like sometimes like people have like different like AV avatar names and everything. But
Yes.
what's up, Christopher? Welcome for your first time on the stream. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So, thoughts on the match overall? Well, what did you make of Barcelona's victory against Girona?
It's a good solid performance. That's what I would
Okay.
say. First half, I know you didn't watch the first half of the game
Yeah.
because I believe you had issues with the ESPN.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. My thing was, yes, I get it. You know, I think they played I think they played 4 days ago, 3 days ago against
On Thursday.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
on Thursday, yeah. And don't get me wrong, it's not easy when you come back from an international break, right? And yeah, the first half, I didn't technically see the goal, but I've seen how the way they were kind of spread out and see how
Yeah.
the way they played. And I give huge respect to players like Jules Kondi,
Mm-hmm.
because even though I thought he might have a rest in the period between the game against Croatia, but overall, yes, the chemistry was there. It was on point. Pedri, I'm gonna give him a good, I would say 8 right now because
Whoa.
the way he
Yeah.
was playing,
Yeah.
he basically tried to control the midfield as much as possible. But what I noticed was he needed a second piece where he can help out a little bit more.
Exactly.
And Frankie De Jong, yeah, he's playing phenomenal. Comparing to, I will say this, I think this is his absolutely best season out of the way he's playing comparing to last
The
season
last 5.
and
Yeah.
the last 5 seasons before with the time we came into Barca. And as soon as basically, first half, it was technically an own goal that I didn't see. Lamine Yamal, he did his thing as a 17-year-old, will do as much as he can. And as soon as second half came in, this is where things started to change. Yes, I get it that Girona they equalized, and like what my other man says, offensive like awareness.
Yeah.
Awareness in football, in any other sports, is not going to be easy. I play defense, I play midfield, and that's something that technically you are not going to basically, you're going to concentrate, but sometimes things can change. You can lose
Yeah.
concentration a bit, right?
It's the lapse of concentration that I
Yeah.
think that harms Barcelona the most and everything.
Yeah.
Precisely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, continue on, Chris. Right, I
No,
don't
no,
want
no.
to
Sorry about
interrupt you.
that. And I just wanted to say this too. As soon as when the coach, brought in Frankie, and like I said before, I think if you bring in Frankie, that's when the structure basically changes, right? And I
Yeah.
think we've seen it against when they played against Real Madrid twice in Saudi Arabia and
Yeah.
also in Santiago Bernabeu, right? Overall, all they need is basically that midfield to click, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully by next week, Wednesday against Atletico Madrid. Like I said, it's going to be a must game to watch.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like I said, they can keep a good composure, and they can
Mm-hmm.
still, basically, they can still keep that same chemistry that they have. And I get it, guys like Alvarez, Simone, and Oblak. They're going to try to make sure the whole team of Atletico Madrid, the players, they're going to try to make sure that they don't get beat in their own home, basically twice.
Yeah,
So,
Atletico Madrid, they've been having a rough past couple of weeks. Knocked out of the Champions League, lost against Barcelona, close to, or generally being close to being knocked out of the title race. It's been a rough couple of weeks for Atletico Madrid, and they're going to be looking on Wednesday to basically revive their season. And Barcelona, they're going to be looking to put a damper on that and just end their season altogether. But I like how you mentioned Frankie de Jong, and obviously with Hansi Flick making those rotations, he took off. He rested Frankie de Jong due to that overload in the adductor. He started Gavi out on the left wing, no Rafinha. He had Eric Garcia in the pivot role. He had Fermín Lopez, no Danjuma. It was going to be expecting that Barcelona weren't going to be as creative, but overall, I still think we did a good enough job to warrant the victory, and we did get that. We did get the victory. Van Lee, he says Barcelona have scored 4 goals 20 times. Insane. And 40-year-old striker and 17-year-old talisman. And I saw a stat right here is that Robert Lewandowski, first player to reach 40 goals in all competitions this season in the top 5 leagues. And hold up, I was getting a call. But Barcelona on absolutely great goal scoring form. And I also saw a stat that was saying that Barcelona are on track, I think, to break the La Liga goal scoring record. And that they're on pace, but we're gonna have to see how that ends.
I also want to say that too. Don't get me wrong. I respect the whole Barca community, the management staff. I just kind of wish that, like, and you talked about it. It's like what Hansi Flick said. If Ansu, I get it. He might not be in the plans. That it's basically hard to hear as a player that I'm not in your plans, even though he did brought some value into the team when he first started to join Barca. But like you said, I think what he said, you need to show that in training in the practice ground, right? In order for him to be part of the plan. And look, I just want to. If I had to talk to Hansi, I'd be like, hey, at least just give him at least 2 minutes, 3 minutes to showcase, to see what he got. If not. Do whatever you want with him for the next season. If you want to sell him, put him on loan or whatsoever.
Okay. I mean that's an interesting discussion that you do bring up, Christopher, because Ansu Fati, he was warming up, and Hansi Flick was thinking about bringing him on. But NJ, I want to go to you. But what did you make of Ansu Fati's lack of playing time in these past couple of days? Because he has been warming up, but he hasn't been brought onto the pitch. What do you think? Because Hansi Flick, he did speak on the press conference. He was basically saying, hey, I play the players that are playing at 100% and that show that level. And what do you think of Ansu Fati's situation right now?
Yeah, I mean, bro, he's just just behind the pecking order, because again, Rafinha is too important not to bench, and then what do you call this? When he plays, like he holds the place for everybody, like because he's still like he also a second guess when he plays sometimes, like it came to the point where like they can't risk at it, and that you just have to like be straightforward or direct when you attack. But sometimes he holds it too long, and also that did it in a game today, right? Like yeah, he was warming up, but Hansi Flick, just realized halfway like it's not a good idea to bring him today because at that time we were like 1-1 right now in that
Yeah.
moment.
It was like a super close score line.
Exactly. Yeah.
Barcelona, I think we only had like a 1-goal lead at that time, actually.
Yeah. Exactly. So it didn't really make sense to bring him, but he was trying to bring him if we were like ahead 4-1 already, right? But it, that wasn't the case, so that's why he didn't really bring him today. But overall, yeah, had to, Fadi was already told that he had to go out on loan to like regain that momentum, stuff like that. But he didn't. That was his choice. Fair enough. But but you can't be mad at you not playing because again the coach already told you that you're not part of the plan for the season.
No, I completely agree. And on top of that, as Christopher mentioned, there are players who are ahead in that pecking order who are showing more intensity and everything. And players such as that is Ferran and Pablo Torre, 2 players who came on and who I thought had very, very good performances.
Yeah.
Pablo Torre only had 10 minutes, but he showed some brilliant signs. He was giving some great passes into Lewandowski, into Frankie de Jong, in which, if we were into Balde as well, if we were able to have some better decision making in that final third, this is 5. 5, 6-1. But Ferran, he scored the fourth. Absolutely great goal. First time touch on the right foot, and then first
Proper,
time
proper
shot.
nine.
Proper goal. And Christopher, I want to go to you, but Ferran's importance in this in the team so far. How important do you think he's going to be in that latter stages of the season, knowing that Hansi Flick trusts him to be basically the 12th man in the team? Every single time Barcelona needs something, they go to Ferran. How important do you think he's going to be in these upcoming games?
Look, I'm gonna give my hold on. First, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Everything's good. Perfect.
Yeah. So first things first, I want to say say a big congrats to Ferran Torres. It's not only that
Okay.
he's been scoring goals against. I think he only scored that two goals against Atletico Madrid last 2 or 3 weeks ago. Also, his form right now, I want him to keep this form, even going on to next week, because he's going to be the big deal. That Hansi Flick. This is my thing. I just kind of think that I think maybe Barca fans will call me crazy, but I will start if he's performing like that. I would rather choose him over Louis. Louis is scoring goals. Don't get me wrong.
Ooh,
Don't get me wrong.
that's
He,
interesting.
he's scoring goals. But the way it is, like I said, as soon as when Ferran Torres came, things changed, because the thing is,
Smooth.
the thing is that anytime when he gets the ball or so, he knows how to create that space
Yeah.
for himself, right? And it's up to him whether he's going to pass it or shoot it. Oh, but Louis, on the other hand, don't get me wrong. I've watched him for the past, like, I don't know how many goddamn years, because it's been a long time since he was playing for Bayern Munich, and also for the Poland national team too. But you got this young squad, and Ferran Torres right now, I think, to be honest with you, with next week game coming on, coming in, I will start him, but it's up to the coach's decision, and I think the coach is going to.
Well, so Christopher, you're saying that against Atletico Madrid, you'd start Ferran.
Yeah.
Okay. See that. That's not too
Elias,
crazy, because hold on a second, because I actually just got off the phone with a friend right before I went live, and he's also a Barcelona fan. It was Alex, but he was telling me that, saying, hey, Ferran's been performing great, and he said the same thing. I'd start Ferran in the games against Atletico Madrid, and honestly,
It makes sense.
it makes sense. But here's here's the issue. You're just saying, hey, let's bench the guy who got a brace today and who possibly won Barcelona the game. Because when Barcelona won one,
Elias,
who scores the
I
second?
have yeah,
What's the second?
I have a same question. I have a same question regarding this issue only. Can you name
Okay.
me more than 2 games? Can you name me more than 2 games where Ferran Torres started and played well this season?
There's like
Ah,
there were some couple games that he played that
which
was starting. I forgot which game it was.
yeah, I mean, I which game was it in which he had a clear goal scoring opportunity, but he scuffed it? He had two. He,
That's the Atletico
That's
game.
what I,
The first leg.
that's what
yeah,
my
the game against
point.
Atletico.
Yeah, whenever he has Ferran Torres has got chances to start, I don't think he has impressed that much. But whenever he is coming from the bench, he is scoring and all.
Yeah,
Okay,
fair enough.
okay.
Fair enough.
Okay, I mean, that's a valid point. John says Lewandowski scores some difficult goals in tight positions when you least expect it. 100%. Just look at the second goal.
but he,
How many
but
how many
but he
players score
misses
from that
easy
position?
chances, man.
Yeah, he does. He does. How many players or strikers can score from that angle? He's in the air, super uncomfortable, defenders on you, able to strike the ball and go through the legs of the keeper and get what is
Only
a clutch
Zlatan
goal.
scores that goal.
Yeah, all Zlatan. Yeah, but I think it's a very hard decision from Hansi Flick. Obviously, Ferran is on fire. He's doing great. I think he's in the best form of his career right now. So it's very difficult to say, hey, you can't start him. But at the same time, you have a striker who is on fire as well. He's doing spectacularly well, and that's a decision that Hansi Flick is going to be making in the season. But
Is
the most
the
important thing.
Yeah, Lewandowski is the only striker that completed 40 goals in this season. I mean, how can you
Yeah.
even bench him at this point?
Mm-hmm.
We all know he's playing like a shit player. In terms of overall overall game, but he is scoring in every match.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I 100% agree. Eric Garcia in the post match, he says, "From now on, every match is a final."
Yeah,
100% agree.
Mhm.
hundred
And
percent.
I'm looking at the quotes right here from the players, and they're going into these games just thinking, "Hey, we have to get the 3 points. We have to get the 3 points. We have to keep on winning." And with the harsh schedules and with these games, we are going to be needing to be at our top of the game. And Fermín Lopez, after the match, he says, "Hey, we're not looking for excuses regarding schedules or rest periods. We played well in both games since the international break and deserved our wins." Agree, agree. So the team overall, they're not going to be looking to make excuses. They're going to be looking to be
Yeah.
confident, looking to continue this run of form, and that's absolutely, absolutely fantastic as it bows confidence and everything. But Angie, I'm gonna go to you first, and then we can go down the order. But any final thoughts on the game? Any players that caught your eye? Any final thoughts about the match that you do want to discuss before we round off the video?
All right. Yeah. Sure. Like overall, the game, it was good. I'm not good. I mean, it was great. Like they did all their part. Like Pedri, Yamal. Obviously Lewandowski and Ferran finishing the goals. Eric Garcia, been solid for us lately. As a backup. Center back such DM. He's been doing his job. E- Everybody just stepping up. Like Hansi Flick. Taking the right players on the right time. Like overall, like it's a great win, and that we march on to the next one and keep winning until we face Madrid in the Liga in the El Clasico.
Okay, okay, solid, solid. Christopher, any final thoughts to end off the video?
My final thoughts are: it's not going to be an easy road for Barca, but even though
Okay.
yeah, it's going to be it has to be like what Flicks Eric Garcia said. You need to have that mindset of you're playing each game as a final because
Mm-hmm.
we're almost coming to an end of La Liga, right?
Yeah.
So, and the schedule ahead for Barca, it's not going to be easy with the whole periods and everything like that. And don't get me wrong, he's right. You cannot, what Fermín said that, like, yeah, you cannot be thinking about, the rest period and all this stuff. You got to take one game at a time, and also they got to avoid outside distractions too, that which is going to be a very very big thing, right? So, hello.
Oh yeah, I got yeah.
Nah, I just got kicked out for a reason.
Okay. Yeah. So technically, I believe. Yeah, I believe Barca can do it. It's just that they just got
There
to
we go.
keep themselves composed with the players and all these stuff. And overall, just fight. Yeah, just keep fighting. Just keep fighting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Solid, solid. Second, any final thoughts?
Yeah, don't you guys think that Lamin and Kunde needs to be rested, and Hector Ford has to be given a chance more, and Pau Victor too, because
It's
Lamin
too
played like
important.
120 minutes for Spain, then 90 plus for Osasuna and 90 plus minutes in this game too.
Second, I completely agree with you. I do think that Lamine Yamal and Jules Koundé need to be rested, but at the same time, I
It's
trust
too
Hansi
important.
Flick.
It's too
I
important.
that that I do agree that that's important, but at the same time, these two players, I believe that Hansi Flick, he spoke about it yesterday in the press conference. He talks to these players. He says, "How are you feeling? Do you need rest?" If these players say, "Hey,
We're
I'm
good to
feeling
go.
good. I'm feeling great," then Hansi Flick is going to go with that.
Yeah.
And even
Yeah,
then, I do think
yeah,
that
it's
Hansi
just
Flick
that
does need to be more careful with that. He does need to be careful. I do agree with you,
yeah,
Sake.
it's just that
But
even yeah, I'm just my only problem is that even Gerard Martin is getting chances, but Hector Ford, Pau Victor, and Ansu Fati are not even getting any minutes. I mean, look at
yeah,
Gerard Martin. He plays like a dumbass in entirety of the match. He still gets on the pitch every single time.
no. Well, I mean,
He
Hansi
trusts.
Flick opted to rest certain players. Hopefully, in these next upcoming weeks, maybe next weekend or something, he rests a Lamine Yamal. He starts Rafinha instead. He rests a Jos Koundé. He starts Balde. But I trust Hansi. If he says these players are 100%, 100%, then I give faith. I completely agree with you, though. Okay, I do want to see
Yeah,
more of Hector Ford.
yeah,
I want to see more of Paul Victor,
yeah, I think
even Ansu potentially.
Yeah, but it's too important to
yeah,
like
I
not
think
to,
in the
to
next
take
next
risks.
game,
It's
Hmm.
too
yeah,
important to take risks at this point of the season now, because at this point it's all about the win, not about giving
Okay.
people chances now. Point.
Hmm. The final thing I want to say about the video, I do want to talk about Hansi Flick because we haven't mentioned it, but Hansi Flick, great job turning this team around and into this absolute goal scoring machine because we've talked about it. Barcelona on track to score the most goals in La Liga history. The stat that I just came across, it says that no team in Barcelona's history had scored 139 goals in 45 matches, and scoring more than 4 goals. I think, what was it, 20 times, something like that. And we're on this crazy winning streak. That is credit to Hansi Flick. Absolutely fantastic. And hopefully we continue this in these next upcoming weeks or
Also,
so.
yeah. Also, one thing, even though we did, even though in next matches, if we don't score in a first half or in a second half, this team has got the capability to score like 3 or 4 goals in a single half.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, if in a single half they can score 4 to 5 goals. Also,
No.
who do you guys think will win the PGG, Mbappe or Lewandowski?
Ooh, good question.
If I mean, to be fair, like Mbappe's been like balling. He's been trying to save Madrid all the time because freaking the players are not even performing. So fair enough to Mbappe, but I want Lewandowski to win because especially for his age, them doing that, would be amazing. You know,
I'm gonna go with Lewandowski. I'm gonna go with our boy. I believe that he's going to be able to maintain that lead over Mbappe. It's gonna be super super close. I do not discount Mbappe going ahead of him and then Lewandowski catching up, but it's gonna be a super super close race at the end of the season,
and
basically.
and also even if Lewandowski doesn't win the PG, it's all right as long as he gets the trophies. In the end of the day, so it's fine.
100%. 100%. But guys, that was it for the match reaction. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Great to speak with you guys all today. Thank you guys for coming onto the channel. NJ, Christopher, Saket, thank you guys. It's always great talking to other Barcelona fans as well. And guys, remember, if you guys do want to join, just click on the StreamYard link and you are able to join. But as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.
No quiero nada.